Hello, everyone. Welcome to the webinar with Royal Cyber on Adobe Campaign. So I'll just get started with the Adobe campaign capabilities. So just before we go ahead, right, before even getting in the product, I know that somebody could be, more new to the campaign. So I just want to talk about, like current challenges that exist. So this slide presents like more of an usage trend. So we see that, in terms as marketers, we all know the biggest challenges are associated with the consumer. So they are not only empowered, but expect instant access to information and answers, and as well as feeling a sense of belonging or being understood. So that means for us is we need to be ready to provide engaging content and experiences, which is very key factor in this digital marketing world. With technology at growth, we have more and more devices that needs to be targeted for marketing channels. So that's one simple example, like, average consumer, what is he looking at, even, like different way of channels, how he is being approached. So now again, like, why we have to really take a stress on this, and we wanted to primarily sum out the challenges we face into four regions, for primary challenges that we wanted to put focus on. So it's very much a key. We understand the context for an interaction and make sure we are providing a disruptive experience. And certainly on its bigger journey, it becomes a key to understand who our customers are as we start moving into a journey with the customer. And in fact, another bigger challenge I would call is understanding and providing personalized content to the customer. So I'm sure I don't want to send, like a wrong promotion, which customer is hardly interested in. And next, understanding the optimal channel that drives this customer engagement. So in a short, these are some of the major things to understand as we get into a cross-channel marketing. So what does business face as issues today mostly is, so this is based on, some of the challenges we heard from, being tied to lacking a centralized place to create, automate, personalize, and orchestrate campaigns. Even the engagement data and channels are not so much integrated. It makes difficult to target who is the right customer, and we have to target them with the right message. So eventually what it leads with the business, the problems are siloed campaigns, which has more operational inefficiencies, more campaign volume, and diminishing conversions, declining revenue based on the message sense, inability to measure the cross-channel campaign effectiveness, and end of the day, you have too many different tools and modes you're managing your customer with. So now just, with a quick look around this, we can see that the different modes of communication channels and how we are having too many tools to manage. So this is because adoption of tools to manage experiences across specific channel is becoming a challenge more. So this is a kind of a quick estimate that's put forward from a technologist measurement. And this kind of shows, like, how much fragments and, how much kind of isolated systems we are dealing with. So now, like I know that this is more focused on campaign, but it's important to see the bigger picture, because most of the Adobe suites is the one you carry. It may be, more understanding like where this Adobe is segmenting themselves. So this slide gives a quick view on, what are the products and how they are aligned. So of course the marketing cloud. So being, like Adobe carries good space in the digital marketing. The marketing cloud focus on, creating personalized experiences that you want your customers to visit, download, or engage and keep coming back. So this is what exactly all these tools that falls under the marketing cloud has to do for you. And again, the advertising cloud is pretty much for more digital marketing teams who tries to deliver video or display, search, social, television advertising. So anything that is more supported at the advertising cloud level. And in terms of Adobe Analytic Cloud, it is the core system of intelligence that helps the enterprise. So pretty much, like it informs the experience business, bringing context to offline and digital data, from opinion to things and everywhere in between. So the loyal relationship that you can build comes from the analytic clouds, because what it does here is kind of connect this world with whatever marketing campaign you are running. It takes you one step more closer to the customer by putting, real-time insights into action. So analytics is a key core that ties around, and you will see that, even when you use campaign, you go more with analytics and kind of, you strategize yourself the data, because end of the day it is more important where this marketing led to. So that's one of a key core competency that, Adobe is into. And definitely, larger number of products, it always comes, how do I connect, and how do I build this intelligence? And so it's a big wing, but like kind of we help in connecting and advising our customers what exactly they're trying to achieve and what product could fit them more into. So now let's get into the Adobe campaign. So again, like based on all this, what we discussed, like we know that we need something where a campaign that supports different tools needs to be there, and that helps you to walk along with your customer and understand your customer becomes a key. So with the Adobe campaign, so here as an Adobe solution, it brings very meaningful customer experiences, and it's put in like three primary reason is like we have an amazing technology. Our customers know it, and like we can also share like what other customers are doing today and what they have enabled. So we'll be seeing those in the later sections with a use case. And what this have really led to is more important. So when we talk about technology, like we have, so again, this as technology, as campaign comes, they have different options for you to go into, like whether you want to be on cloud or you want to have it as a separate install product. And the more factor is being a digital marketer. If today you're using any other Adobe products, it provides a smooth integration across with other Adobe channels. That's which is pretty much a very key factor. And the maturity model again, like from the Gartner chart, you would see that Adobe campaign is a more matured model, and it have been continuously used, and there is different strategies that have helped our customers to kind of, be on the market on the top, especially when we are dealing with more volume and more, like more an enterprise experience. Then definitely there is a maturity model that it predicts. And pretty much services for success, it talks about the different services it provides. We'll build more as we go into. Okay, so we wanted to kind of, like touch base with some of the key services. These are some of the services what the campaign provides itself within the tool. So first, anything starts with a strategy. So it's like a data foundation where, you have all your customer details that is there, which needs to be loaded into campaign. So most marketers agree that data is one of the most important ingredients in a cross-channel strategy. But again, this is often faced with more challenges in, understanding your customer, who they are and what are their preferences and what they like to be communicated with. So this is one of the thing, like, kind of always is more key in targeting your customer. So what campaign offers is it provides more single accessible view about an individual customer, like what is the path or the navigation they have been connected, where do they respond, and kind of all this information is provided around. And along with the channel preferences, for example, like your customer is someone who is more an email person and always reached with more over emails. And on the other hand, like you have this online and offline data, which is like more about whether your customer is like more social person, and kind of again, it gives more details, broader details that could be saved more into the campaign data. And also the interaction history, like how many campaigns was sent to that customer, and what was the interaction between. So all this is built through an integrated customer profile, which you can build with very different attributes again. So this is like a different view, like which shows how the profile looks, and you will see that they have the channel preferences enabled, and like what are the other different things that goes into. So it's more like like it's important not only the creation, and like every time this updates happen over the profile, and like this is being enabled to the marketing team who is trying to kind of access those information too. So again, like customer is the key. So as we kind of seen through, like where is the customer or how is the customer being stored with a lot of information across. Next comes a more important thing, that of segmentation. when you run your campaign, the targeted segmentation is something that's going to drive you more results, being more focused. So there's other term, personalization strategy. And the heart of personalization strategy is something more important in the segmentation process. uh, when we see like segmented and targeted emails, like there is a different customer measurement that was done. So always, like the marketing have seen more results in terms where segmented and targeted emails was generated. There was definitely, like a revenue growth, almost like 50% in most of the things where it was done. So which is something we deal as marketers in day-to-day life. So again, like complex segmentation strategies is enable in the cross-channel campaigns. So we enable in the terms of, the campaign enables you to divide the market segments and saying like, if you're targeting a customer who are more women with women clothing line, and are you interested in people who are like shoe lovers? So you want to send your ads towards your shoe loving team. So it's kind of, like it helps you create more and more different target audience too, and enables a personalized at scale, a repeated buyer of a specific product is targeted whenever there is promotions in the same line. So these are some things, like more key on running the target segmentation. And so let me just move on to the next slide. So with the orchestration is one of the key things. So how do we do all this? Like in terms of campaign. So you might, if you have used any other products or like, like different other channels, here what we achieve is like the campaign workflows. So how do we apply this entire orchestration deal into what we are doing? So I said like, okay, I want a customer to do this, to do this, to do this. And I want to filter out the choices in the broader target audience that's given to me. So how do I do this? So how does campaign enables me and my team? Because one of the key core business dealers, you don't want anybody to build a complex system where someone has to really, kind of put their programmer knowledge and stuff. Rather, you have more business people who on the marketing side is trying to create something in a simple way. So the UI kind of comes with a drag and drop interface. So you have all the connected information and you can build the simple workflows, which says that whether your campaign needs to be run on a regular basis or it needs to be run in different intervals, like you have a seasonal promotion going on. So you build your workflow, so this kind of runs on your system behind the scenes. And on top of it, it allows you to query and filter to select your targeted audience, be it a birthday reminder which goes every day based on your target audience who has to be filtered out, and then you're going to go ahead and hit them with the information. So there is again, simple, complex, and medium workflows depending on your marketing campaign. Like you have this workflows built which can be reused, and the beauty of it is like again, when we do campaign, the most important thing is having the designs and like kind of having the informations in a way that it is uh, your, whether it is your UI team who works on developing the screens, how do I bring it in? So there is different support for different templates. And for people who are on more on experience manager, you have your experience fragments created that can be imported directly into the campaign, which helps you kind of send those information. So this is one of a screenshot that can give like an idea like how campaign can really build the device friendly campaigns on the same templates. So it, you can kind of view like how your design capabilities be, how it's going to be a laptop friendly, like when you have like the bigger things where email and laptop is the main mode of communication, or be it a cell phone or like kind of an iPad. So this is something we deal every day with different models and different brands. Campaign supports you to kind of visualize it and works with you. And for anyone who has Dreamweaver, or you have all your assets built into Adobe Creative Cloud, you can integrate with single sign-on. So kind of it pulls those information for your marketers to search for the products, like be it any favorite shirt colors that they would like to send it on. Then you have the Sensei, which helps you to kind of filter and provide that information. And here comes reporting analysis, which is again one of the key one, which is lastly, like the most important thing on getting the results out of your campaign. So it has a well supported reporting and analysis group. And in terms, like if you want to measure the effectiveness of marketing activities, or be it, like you want to get an insight on, what actions have been taken place. So we have like very well groomed graphs that puts you to your KPI measures, and you can create your own personalized dashboards, and you can build and go ahead and see like the cross channel campaign analysis, how did it work and how did it go through. So these are some of the key informations that is, more key in bringing the results, which is what exactly we want the product to be used for. So just to give the overall things that we discussed, some of the key highlights of the product, these. So entirely with all these capabilities, what you're able to do is to plan, orchestrate, and measure this cross-channel strategies that you have been running. So this gives a simple example. The slide walks through a simple example on how it looks, and like how you can kind of go more and more promotions based on what your tool got. So we would kind of wrap up this section, and we want to kind of guide you. So, like definitely it's worth a question if you have any questions to put through. Okay, if you're choosing a new campaign tool that you're trying to use on your business, okay, does this campaign support? So this is not really entirely what Adobe Campaign offers, because like we have kind of portrayed the key sections. So if there is anything more that you would like to know, feel free to shoot the question so we can kind of say whether campaign supports those informations. And we will look little bit into the implementation, like how this campaign works and what is the different products that you hear about on the marketing space and what exactly it does for you. So this is one of the key thing when people, so anybody who uses their CMS, there is different CMSs. Of course, Adobe Campaign can work with different CMS models if you are looking to target specific pages or campaigns that is built in terms of design inside your CMS, and that needs to be integrated into your Adobe Campaign. But we are just trying to bring up for more customers who are an Adobe Experience Cloud platform. So like campaign and experience cloud goes well in hand. And then what exactly we could bring out of it is you can create your template designs in your CMS system. So if your CMS is updating a regular news update site with some pages that pushes your promotion, and you think you need a campaign to be set to send to your every customer who doesn't visit your website often, or who is not visiting your data informations regularly, but you want to target a section that needs to be sent across, you can do a easy pull from the campaign so that your campaign marketer can set a workflow that would trigger it every day seamlessly to all the customers. And again, target helps in finding that customer journey. So these are different tools, and when you buy campaign, something comes along with it. So there is different pricing model and strategies Adobe use. So pretty much analytics help you to see like, the effectiveness where it went in your campaign, and target helps you to more fine tune your customer journey in identifying that individual customers, like based on the location preferences. If you would like to do some push SMS, it kind of supports. So all this together works as in a one umbrella, and it tries to give that targeted customer that you're trying to reach with. Again, like for people who are more on the Adobe Creative Cloud, who kind of develops their assets within the Creative Cloud, you have all your content in cloud. As I told, it is a simple unified platform so that you're able to connect and pull your assets that are created in the Creative Cloud, which is more key for marketers when they do work on a um, continuous strategy where you try to communicate with your creative cloud team and then kind of pull asserts. And if it is a third party, definitely there is different ways we can combine, but like it's again for more from product. If you are totally on the customer way, then this is one of the key thing that you would do. So just to kind of like summarize, like this gives like a simple picture where you could do on things that we have been talking about. um, So email marketing is again, like the primary force. So email personalization, you could do like, more personalized keywords that you would like to insert as per your customer. So, like it can be like one template can be rendered in thousands. The same template you could use for all your different email marketing campaigns. You don't need to build fancy different templates. It could be, still be more effective. And from the email marketing, if you look at the cross-channel management, which is using all customer touch points as a mean to drive engagement, you can kind of build that loyalty revenue. Both comes in same. So it's kind of like you could go ahead and build it. When we talk about channel activation, we're talking about more of the social engagements, and we know that the social media is a very powerful tool. We have different technologies tied up to it. So kind of Adobe supports everything together. So that's one of the thing. And we have the real time interactions that happens. That's by creating rules and what it needs to be done, and kind of going beyond email. So these are like the different options. And some of the other key things is, I know that as a marketer, like we definitely look for more event triggers, and then you want to integrate a different campaign that is going on from what in your content management side. You want to pull something, you want to use digital asserts, you need to personalize it. There's plenty of options that really takes you across this Adobe campaign. So again, just to summarize, we are focusing on the email and mobile marketing, and then the campaign orchestration, which is built through the workflows that we have been talking about, and also assisting customer journey. That is like as you go ahead targeting customers and sending emails and stuff, you need to really take that customer journey, knowing your customer better, back built into the tool, so that the next time you go, you can kind of see all the profile informations around it. So again, this is something to do with more of the channel maturity model that has been adopted. And this has like a more channel maturity framework compared to, like what it offers. It have always stood, higher in the digital marketing products at a more enterprise level solution. So, this gives kind of a journey around this where we stand today. So again, talking about Adobe Campaign Standard, that's one of the release that comes, and then it comes with its own different details. And I know that many customers prefer cloud, being onboarded onto a cloud, where they kind of see like cloud has more metrics, um, and it's kind of like more different. There is additional suits that you go in case of the on table hosting, and this is something you can get in deep diver if you are a customer who are on premise, you want to try and go to a different level. And I think this is what we have been talking around. I think like I would like to try and see if we can jump a little bit into exploring the product, which is a little bit more curious for some of the people who would be here. And I'll come back to the use cases once we have this campaign being shared. So this is a typical on this is an a cloud-hosted Adobe Campaign solution. What we are seeing here is some of the features that we have been talking, how customers are being, approached, like how would you create. So these are some of the things. This is the home screen of the product. And in terms of email, we talked about like having an email generated. So it's pretty simple for business users to kind of build the strategy. So this is what I have been talking about, integration of templates, what it comes from. So you could see that Adobe also delivers some of the default templates that stands over here. And if you have, again, like your broader CMS, you would like to snippet a tool, there is different ways you can upload this template. So it could be a mix and merge, or you could do it programmatically. So whoever is the campaign builder at your end, they would be able to kind of see through like most of the informations that's provided here. So, just for the sample, like, I'm trying to pull up one of the campaign that we could choose. So it goes, like in progressively step. So I'm just trying to give an ID. And this campaign helps you in kind of, anything that you want to kind of, you have previously built campaigns, then it goes and you can pick and kind of, connect that campaign to what you're doing now. So here comes the interesting section of the segmentation that we talked about. So you have the different segments, and you can build your profile, their social demographics, like what they would kind of do, and what is the preferred delivery channels, their email. So these are something that we talk, like we build it across the customer journey. How would they kind of go ahead and kind of have all those informations embedded. So if you have something that like kind of your target audiences, and you're trying to pull in, so these are some of the target audience that's been earlier created. So I would try to take this target audience, and like I can do many things like setting a rule, and test profiles are something more key if you would like to see like what your campaign is going to look like, and like what you could do. So I'm just going to add here rules, since I don't have much data here. Let me go ahead and pull a rule. So I can set many things like writing a rule. Okay, so I'm saying like, so say that you have a broader audience list and you want to put a rule. So I say like, okay, do anything that contains royalcyber.com. So I'm trying to pull like any emails that has kind of a particular domain that is associated. Now I refresh. Okay, I have one person. So it shows like how many are your test profiles. So these are the people who are going to get your email to. And then here, if you have like a country-based campaign that needs to be run. So for example, you want to send it to all United States customer, or you have to target a different. So, like we have a lot of customers who are on, like a campaign program, which is maintained for different international markets. You can kind of create that variance here, and you could go ahead and create this campaign, what you want to have it. And then this loads the campaign. So give it a couple of minutes, it should be loading the campaign. So now we have this test and, like kind of prepare section. Prepare lets you to kind of go ahead and run the test. So meanwhile, I'm trying to do the test segment. So do you want proof plus email rendering? So there's plenty of options the way you would go. Now we have the test mail being sent. So we chose a template and we thought like this is a campaign that's going to send that template out to an email channel. So this kind of went ahead, and normally we don't go to the emails because we have an test campaign selection. So you got the test email that was sent, and you would be going ahead to see that, okay, here it picked up the personalized campaign. So there are simple tags that you would use to kind of put through. And if you want to send this template, say for example, for only a man who would, kind of like to see this, okay, then go ahead. Okay, you want to send some woman showing cloth, and then, kind of you go ahead sending those information. So these are the different segmentations we have been talking about. So now I, like I can, go ahead and send, okay, now this is good. So this gets deployed and it's trying to send the informations, and, like, okay, now my preparation is ready. You would like to send it. So I'm going to confirm. So this builds, and you could see the time, like when you have certain things to be done in a quicker pace, how quick you could reach to your customers. And the challenges are more building your audience segment. If it needs to be migrated from with intelligence from a different one, yes, we could migrate and integrate those informations. And I'm just going back to the home screen. So meanwhile, like I have different ones because I have two things configured there. But this kind of sense like, okay, here is your information that needs to be done. So this is your main thing that's done. So again, for the SMS, there is different configuration. Even, if you want to target a direct mailing customer. So based on the interest shown, if you want to build a workflow that would choose, okay, whoever read the email and kind of went through to your CMS sites from there, then you would like to send a mail to them, yes, you could do that. So you could set everything as a workflow, and then you can kind of go from there. So a typical workflow, I can show you a workflow that how it would look. So this is loading all the different workflows that we got. So I just want to show like how this is being done, or how you're building that workflows that would trigger on time to time. So you have different sections where you could kind of connect what is the needed channel delivery. So, like, okay, you want to start this workflow, go ahead and build the start thing. And then, kind of you would go like, okay, you want to trigger this daily. These are simple workflows that, and you could edit the sections like, okay, when you want to do this, like, are you having a specific time? So there is plenty of options that would really put into a more enterprise level things. And for matured customers, probably this call was more targeted on, like introducing the campaign tool and stuff. For matured customers, like you could be having different workflows today. And if you want to be, like aligned on this workflow performances, or be it, how you can run or create more effective workflows with different multiple integration based on your enterprise customized data, you have homegrown products. Yes, there is different options that you could put in that will kind of build this cleaner workflow across. And again, the profiles and audience sections is something, like kind of more key in building your target audience. So there is different ways, like kind of you could build your profile and have any of your homegrown program that classifies your segments to be in. So these are some of the ways that you could kind of do it. So any campaigns that has been built can be, kind of broadly segmented as. And so I think this is a good review to the tool. And based on, like everybody, again, every enterprise scenario is totally different. So if you have anything specific to your segment that you're trying to achieve, or you have any complexity models, then, definitely we can help in putting this together for you. And so again, like, I just want to give a different use cases. So these are some of a customer use case, how they use the product and what really was, the best outcome for them. So this is the airline customer that have been worked with. So specifically with customer airlines, they had struggle in sending, like to send like more than first they wanted a system that could hold a vast amount of data, because this data is something you have been using on your campaign. So the system should be in a shape where it is able to accommodate it. So that's one of the key thing, again, going for an enterprise suite like Adobe, to kind of have your whole picture more centralized teams created for this campaign management. So this have been, like kind of a solution, the Adobe campaign project, where, we were able to achieve very good response in terms of, like sending the personalized email campaign by targeting that specific team who is kind of there. And, like kind of always our customers came back with a good review on, how campaign helped them to leverage. And this is, like so it's not just, again, one industry. You can see different industries who are benefited out of the campaign activities. So these are, like some of the key use cases, and probably, like again, cross-channel marketing views that is mainly Adobe campaign, focused on. So I think like pretty much we covered the demo. Thank you guys for your time, and I hope you enjoyed the webinar. And we might have different things around coming up, so make sure you're subscribing to our webinars. And that's about it. Thank you guys.